let's go. It is December the 2nd, 2018. The Bucs just finished off a win there at home against the Carolina Panthers, which I've said is kind of an added bonus for me. I live here in Charlotte, listening to the local sports radio guys here all off season, training camp, preseason, just completely dismissed the Bucs. Whether or not it was true or not, I still have some type of feelings towards them. Not really the whole fan base. I really don't care. I don't really have a problem with Carolina fans, to be honest with you. Really not that big of a deal. But it's still nice. It's a good win for us, right? It's not only is it a division win, but I get to shut up the local radio guys here. Not me, but you know what I'm saying. And we just made it really difficult for the Carolina Panthers to make the playoffs. So aside from that, why am I excited as a Bucs fan? Because I went into this kind of final stretch of the season saying, you know what, really there ain't nothing to be excited about, right? No matter what they do, there ain't nothing to be excited about. They've done this to you before, Drew. They've gotten you kind of excited about the next season. But I'm going to tell you why I am excited, okay? This season is a wrap, okay? It really is. I do want to see them finish off strong, but let's be honest, we're not making the playoffs this year. But the last two games, Jameis Winston showed me something. Now, I've said this before, I'm a huge Jameis Winston fan. But even as big of a fan as I am, I've been on him. Like, I've been frustrated with the dude. He gets suspended, you just continue to turn the ball over. You need to mature, right? And I said this when I talked about Jared Goff, that one of the things that Jared Goff does is, even in a shootout, that he was, you know what, get rid of the ball. You don't have to squeeze it in there. And aside from one play today, one play in which he kind of forced it and then redeemed himself on the following play with a touchdown to Chris Godwin. Aside from that play, I thought he was pretty safe with the ball. Now, I think he took some sacks when I think he could have just thrown the ball out of bounds, especially a couple of them. He was out of the pocket, and I was just like, what are you doing? But even in that moment, I was kind of saying to myself, you know what? I'll take it. Now, me personally, I do enjoy the gunslinger environment. I enjoy watching him throw the ball down the field, 3rd and 25, and we pick up a first down. I enjoy those risks, and I understand what comes along with it. But I also understand why others don't like it so much. The turnovers get to be a bit much, and so I get it, right? I won't fight that fight. But there was part of me today where I watched a few of the plays, and I was like, man, I kind of missed the old Jameis a little bit. But having said that, as I was saying, I missed the old Jameis. It really kind of pointed out to me that this is a different player. Like, even if it's only for this game or this couple of games here, this was a different player. And I really haven't said that before. There have been clean games by Jameis Winston, right? I've seen him play clean games where he didn't turn the ball over, but I felt as though he still played the same style. This game, he didn't turn the ball over, but aside from that one play, I felt like he played a completely different style of football. Even when he ran the ball, it was like, all right, I'm running. It wasn't like as much of a hesitation there. It was, all right, I'm going. And I really liked it. I did, from the protection standpoint. So that's one reason why I'm excited, right? Because I see that there might be a possibility that Jameis Winston might actually be that guy, right? Hey, I know there's a lot of people out there that have already given up on him. They've written him off, and they're going to say, dude, this is only 2 games. I get all that, right? I'm not trying to sell you on Jameis Winston. I'm just saying, me personally, I feel like there's still this glimmer. Like, I still see that little tiny light at the end of the tunnel that says maybe. That's all I'm saying. The other thing, Deshaun Jackson. Now, Deshaun Jackson obviously had some chemistry with Ryan Fitzpatrick, and I really feel like him and Jameis just don't have it. I feel like they don't click, they don't link up, whatever. Me personally, I'm not a big Deshaun Jackson fan. I enjoyed watching him in those first 2 games of the season with Ryan. I thought he did a great job. I thought I thought it was wonderful, but I really felt like the way he behaved and the way he acted, the excitement was just because he was getting the ball, which, hey, look, receivers are divas, I get it. But I'm excited because I think he's gone. And I'm not excited because of the loss of Deshaun Jackson as much as I'm excited about the gain of somebody that I think may be one of the best wide receivers we've drafted since I've been watching the Bucs. And I've been watching the Bucs for a long time. And that's Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin's route running, his hands, the statistic that they put out there today, it was like the attempts that they had thrown at him versus the times that he's caught the ball. It's like it's almost automatic when you throw this guy the ball. And with him and Mike Evans, I think it is just an unbelievable tandem. And the other aspect of that is that I think you get rid of Deshaun Jackson, there's still a hope that we keep Adam Humphries, and I think Adam Humphries might be one of the most underrated players on this entire team. I think he's been getting a little bit of love the last couple of weeks, but even when he's not putting up numbers, he's doing the little things that make him a valuable player on this team. Adam Humphries is somebody we need to keep, okay? We need to keep this guy, and I know it's going to be tough to keep him. I understand that, but I hope that we can figure out a way to keep him. And I feel like if Deshaun Jackson is gone, I feel like it makes it a little bit easier for us to keep him. But ultimately, the main thing here is Chris Godwin getting the ball more. And you just saw it. You see it when Deshaun Jackson's not in the game, when he's not playing, it's just going to Chris Godwin more. It's just a natural effect, right? So those are a couple of the reasons. I still feel like the running game is something that we've got to work on. All right? I feel like the play calling is something that needs to improve. I think that sometimes we become very predictable. I felt like today we were a little less predictable, but we were still predictable, if that makes sense. And I am still concerned at what direction this organization is going to go with both the coaching staff and the GM. And I think a lot of that's going to play out throughout the rest of this season. Depending on how we finish off this season is going to depend on whether these guys keep their jobs or not. I said this before, I'm never that guy that wants coaches fired. I'm not that guy. I don't like turnover in the coaching staff. I just prefer to keep it going, right? Just ride with it. You're going to have bad seasons. It is what it is. My deal with that is if you do fire the coaching staff, you do get rid of the GM, then who are you bringing in? Is what we're bringing in going to be that much of a difference? I tossed around the name Bruce Arians, right? I like Bruce Arians. But when I watched his offense, and he wasn't the coordinator, but when I watched his offense, a lot of the struggles they had were the same struggles that the Bucs have. When they face a good front four, right, they struggle because they go on a lot of the deeper passes, and it kind of kills it. When I watched the Bucs the last couple of games, one thing that I noticed, especially today, they were dumping the ball off a lot more. And sometimes you got to do that. So, it was one more thing that kind of encouraged me. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm way too, whatever, and maybe I need to kind of reflect and think about this. But this is just my initial kind of reaction after this game on how I feel right now. And right now, I'm feeling pretty positive, which, again, I kind of figured I would, beating the Panthers, because that's always one of those games for me. But it was just nice, because it was the first time that I looked at the team and said, all right, we had a clean game, but there was a reason behind that, right? And how about Andrew Adams? What? Javion Elliott? I liked him, obviously, right? I'm a no, right? This dude I already liked. But these guys stepping up. Andrew was killing it today. Linebacker play I was pretty impressed. I mean, they did let the Carolina Panthers move down the field, but I was impressed. I really I was impressed in the way that they handled themselves. There was some good breakups. There was some guys that, they were getting beat and then they made up for it. There was a play in the end zone. Man, I can't remember who it was that broke that up. Another young buck, like guy that just almost pretty much came off the streets. But regardless, it was a good game. I enjoyed this game. It was nice, and we'll see whether this is going to be enough to keep this team kind of rolling through the rest of the season, which I think is important. I don't know, and I'm curious how you feel. I'm serious. As you're a Bucs fan, like, are you even like wanting the team to win right now, or are you just wanting to go on a complete slide, fire everybody, and just have a big transition, big turnover? Or are you saying, you know what, maybe we can carry the momentum into next season? I'm a big believer. I'll never forget the year Tony Dungy was here, right? And we started off so bad, but we finished off strong. And the next year we made it back to the playoffs for the first time. I think that was 97. We made it back to the playoffs for the first time in like forever. But I'll never forget the way that momentum carried over to the next season. I didn't like hearing when Jameis Winston tied Josh Freeman's touchdown record, because I don't even like thinking about it, because there's so many similarities between the way I feel about Winston and Freeman. I remember Freeman, I was like, yep, this is our guy, only to be let down, and I just crossed my fingers that that's not going to be the same deal with Winston. Like I said, there's still a glimmer of hope. There's still a little tiny light there. We'll see. But for today, I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to enjoy this day. It's a little bit longer video than I planned on going on this one, and I kind of went on a few different topics there. But those are my reasons. Those are the things why I'm excited. Maybe I'm just looking through my rose-colored glasses because we just won today. I don't know. But regardless, I'm going to enjoy it. And next week will be a whole nother issue. But we'll keep grinding. We'll keep moving forward and always trust the process. Tell me what you think, though. I'll talk to y'all later. I'm out.